a pleasure to be here this evening, and even more so because I'm about to embarrass someone. My 17-year-old daughter, Naima Grace, is here. She sees many facets of who I am: the mum, the wife, the daughter, the sister, and I'm sure she has adjectives for each of those. But rarely does she get a glimpse of what I do professionally, and so I really wanted her to be here today. And she, along with my son, and actually the next generation, have become my anchor in terms of my professional choices and decisions. So thank you for being here, Naima. Embarrassing you was first on my list. Clock it! Now we can proceed. Okay. I'm sorry, darling, I'm sorry. So who am I? And what has shaped my journey? I'm a mother of two extraordinarily special human beings, my proudest work of art and my love letter to society. I'm a frustrated potter, because I don't get enough time to do it. I'm a neuroscientist by training. 26 years ago, I completed my PhD at Oxford and really spent a lot of time investigating the effect of oxidative stress and aging on neurodegenerative disorders, and it was my love. I love science, and I loved science, but I didn't want it to just live in journals. I wanted science to live in the real world, which is why I moved into storytelling. At Ogilvy Healthworld, I spent nearly a decade translating super complex, well, maybe it wasn't very complex, it was complex to me, complex science into something more human, something usable for doctors, for patients, for healthcare systems. I learned how to make information not just understood, but felt, which to me was incredibly important. Later, as a managing director, I had what I now call my crash course in humanity. At the time, I think I called it Chaos on Hell on Earth. I was leading an organization through transformation, whilst keeping the lights on and the business running. I was young and certainly unprepared. But it taught me something really fundamental and really important, that the core of all systems is people. And people are beautifully messy and bloody annoying at times, but beautifully messy. And that experience taught me actually a fundamental truth, which is I seek discomfort. I seek it because you can't avoid it, and you need discomfort to learn and grow. Then came a defining moment. On my day off, whilst I was still a managing director, I needed a day off. And in the day off, not to go to a spa, I decided to attend another conference. And the conversation was about making healthcare more accessible and the role of private sector in doing so. I was excited by that conversation because something internally clicked. My North Star in that moment had been super clear to me. Healthcare should not depend on your postcode, your income, your education, your sex. It's your birthright. Yeah. And in that moment, I knew this is where I belong. I resigned from my managing director role the very next day. My husband nearly divorced me. I didn't consult him. I was feeling bold. I went home and told him I'd resigned. And I joined a company called Rabin Martin, which it still is, a management consultancy focused on global health and the role that private sector have to play in ensuring accessible healthcare. I led the European team for about 5 years. I loved it because I learned that no single actor within any healthcare system holds the key to progress. we all need to come together to ensure that a solution doesn't suffer what I call pilotitis, which is it works really well in Manchester, but does it scale to the rest of the UK? Does it scale beyond UK? The most recent pivot has been my pivot into investing. And I'm going to be really honest with regards to why I've pivoted into investing. It is out of nothing but frustration that I've pivoted into investing. The frustration of a few irritating stats. Women are 51% of the global population. We make 80, not 5, 80% of healthcare decisions for families. Yet, 4% of R&D funding is dedicated to understanding our health. 4%. We navigate systems designed by men for men. And this isn't about male bashing, by the way. I'm just speaking facts. And as you may well know, women are not small men.
Shots fired.
This is a massive market distortion. And with less than 3% of capital allocators, i.e. investors, being women, you can see where the gap is coming from. So instead of staying frustrated, I got to work. And in May 2025, actually our 1-year anniversary is next Sunday, we launched Fern Capital. And it is a $25 million fund. We are investing in clinically validated, tech-enabled women's health solutions. And we're doing that in UK, in Europe, and 4 markets in Africa. Because being a transnational, I wanted a dual strategy. So if I invest in ventures here in UK and Europe, I want those founders to think about how will those solutions reach those in Global South? And those in Global South who are developing some incredible innovation, I want them to think about how will this innovation serve women in Global North? We have been doing this for just up to a year. We've made 3 investments, 3 incredible investments. I was going to talk about my best investment, and then I was reminded not to pick a favorite child. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say 3 incredible killer investments, each of them. But we've just started. We've just started. But this work is deeply personal. When I was 18, I learned that my biological mother died during childbirth in this country. She was 23, and I was her first and only child. She gave me life, or she gave her life, rather, so that I could have mine. This is her mother, my grandmother, who's 98, living in Ghana. She is so cantankerous. Don't be fooled by the cuteness. Don't. And in Ghana, the healthcare disparities are so stark. Between these 2 women, my mum, my gran, exists a spectrum of health experiences. And my work sits in the middle of that, trying to bridge the gap, 1 investment at a time. One of the greatest blind spots, not just here, but everywhere, in my view, is health literacy, not understanding our bodies, not having agency of our health, because access to health alone isn't enough. Understanding is power. So what does it mean to invest in others? Your time, your talent, your treasure. We all have something to give. Wow, it's not yet blinking mad. Apparently this starts blinking. I've been so worried. 30 seconds to go. Come on, people. Come on. I will leave you with a quote by Martin Luther King Jr. that just yesterday, whilst I was attending a global health policy meeting in New York, a very dear mentor of mine highlighted as a forever catalyst for the work that we do in this space. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Health inequality, health inequity is not distant. It is for all of us. So the question is not whether you can make a difference, it's how you choose to make a difference. Look at that! Come on!